Hello, friends, welcome again. Friends, we have been learning English language since our childhood, and we all have been facing a very common problem, and that problem is that what we speak, we do not write, and what we write, we do not speak. The problem that we are facing while learning this English language is the discrepancy between spelling and pronunciation. And that's the reason why those who are learning English as their second language or sometimes as their third language, they find it very difficult to learn this English language, to speak it well, and to write this language well. Friends, are you all facing such problems while studying this language? Do you want a solution to this problem between the spoken and written language? If your answer is yes, this video is especially for you people. If your answer is yes, then you need to watch this video to understand why there are differences between spelling and pronunciation and what is the solution to this problem. So friends, let's start now. Friends, before we start, I want to present some very important views by different linguists or scholars of English language. Robert C. Pinkert, he has rightly said that the English language has the worst system, a very bad system of spelling of any major language. Means he wants to say that the system of spelling in English language is the worst kind of a system. Another scholar, another linguist, Professor Albert Bow, has also rightly said that one cannot tell how to spell an English word by its pronunciation or how to pronounce it by its spelling. He wants to say that you cannot judge how to write a word after listening to that word, or you cannot speak a word after reading that word. So, writing and speaking both are different in English language. Another scholar, Vermont Royster, has also rightly said that the English language, for all its variety and richness, is illogical. According to him, English language is a rich language. There is variety in this language. Okay, variety of vocabulary, variety of presenting the things. But the problem is that this language is illogical. There is no way to learn its orthography. Orthography means spelling. There are no rules of learning this language. So these are the problems, as discussed by different scholars. Okay, now before we start understanding the solution to this problem, first of all, let us see what are the differences between spelling and pronunciation. What is spelling and what is pronunciation? Okay, so the first difference is that spelling refers to the arrangement of letters in a word. Spelling means when you are writing a word, how you arrange the letters in the words make it a spelling, right? Like you write God, God, but you rearrange the letters and you can make another word dog, okay? And pronunciation refers to the method of articulating a particular word. a particular word, how it is uttered, how it is spoken, that is known as pronunciation. Spelling is more important to make the other person understand what you are writing. Okay? What you are writing, for that you need some spellings. But pronunciation is important to make the other person understand what you are speaking. Okay? So pronunciation is related to speaking and spelling is related to writing. Wrong spelling leads to wrong understanding of the written language. But on the other hand, wrong pronunciation leads to the wrong or unclear meanings of the language. In the same manner, another difference is that spelling is mainly concerned with the use and arrangement of letters in the words, okay, and pronunciation is primarily concerned with the intonation of the syllables of the words. Okay, so friends, these are the differences between spelling and pronunciation. Friends, we know that every language spoken on this earth is dynamic by nature. Dynamic means changing. Okay, it keeps on changing from time to time, and English is not an exception. English also keeps on changing from time to time. In one of my previous videos, when I was discussing the origin and history of English language, I have discussed this particular aspect, that old English period from 6th to 12th century, the kind of English which was spoken in during that period is different from the English that we are speaking in today's times. Okay, so every language is dynamic by nature. Okay, but now language has different forms, that is written form and spoken form. Okay, either we speak the language or we write the language. Now, why there is a difference between spoken and written English language? The answer is that written language changes, but changes very slowly. Okay, and spoken language changes, but changes in a faster manner. Okay, so this is why there is a difference. If you remember, I don't know about you people, but when I was a child, we used to play a game where the children used to stand in a circle and one sentence is passed on to the other. Okay, we have to murmur the sentence in somebody's ears. Okay, and that sentence is passed to the next boy, then next boy, and then next, and then next. And when the same sentence comes to us, the whole sentence is changed. Why? Because from person to person, pronunciations are different, and as a result, the sentence also changes. So, spoken language changes faster in comparison to the written language. English is a West Germanic language which came in touch with hundreds of languages of the world, all through these periods. Like right from the 6th century, you can say, English was a pure language. English was original. But 6th century onwards, English language came in touch with so many hundreds of languages of the world, and as a result, English is changing faster. As you can see in this pie chart, in today's times, the English that we are speaking, has 29% of Latin words. Imagine 29% of Latin words we are using in our day-to-day conversation. In the same manner, 29% of the French words, 26% of other Germanic languages, 6% of the Greek words are there which we are using. We don't know that these are Greek words. We don't know that they are French or Latin words, but we are using. They have entered into English language and they have become the part and parcel of our own English language. And that's why English language has changed a lot all through these centuries. Okay. Now, how language changes? Language changes because of the interaction between two different languages. Whenever two different communities who are speaking two different languages, when they come in touch with each other, they bring about a change both in written form and also in the spoken form. Say, for example, in India, our own language was Hindi language, right? If you go to South India, their language was Malayalam, Kannada, and all such languages. And when they studied English language after the arrival of the British people to India, in South India also people started speaking English language. Okay, so the same manner, the same word, like this word MA is not spoken as the Britishers speak, right? If you ask any South Indian to speak this word, most probably, people would speak yam yay. Okay, the correct pronunciation is MA, right? So this is the difference. Like two different communities speak the same language. Okay, English spoken by a South Indian and English spoken by a Punjabi, English spoken by a Russian or English spoken by a Britisher, all are different. Okay, in the same manner, if you go to North India, ask like a person living in Lucknow, say for example, ask him to speak the word smile, SMILE. Most of the people in Lucknow would speak this word as smile. Okay, instead of smile, they would say smile. So this is the reason why language changes from community to community, from person to person, from one society to the other society. There was a lot of flexibility in English spelling before the arrival of printing technology. Printing technology in Europe was invented during the 15th and 16th century. Okay, and that time there was much flexibility. Like the word beauty was spelled in so many different ways. It is now in modern English, it is written as Beauty, but in those times it was Bealte. It was also Buute, and these many different spellings were available. The development of printing technology took place during the 15th century, and now the texts were spread more widely and printers started to standardize this English language. Now for the first time, books were printed by the printers, and British colonies, they established their rule, they expanded their rule all across the universe, right? All across the globe. And that is the reason why English language spread very faster. England was ruling on America, in some of the islands of South America, in Africa, in India, in Japan, in Singapore, in Australia, everywhere, Britishers, they expanded their colonies and they spread their language, which was English language. And so now what happened? Their language, English, was now spoken in India. Indians were now speaking English language, but Indians were speaking this language in their own manner with their own intonation. There was much influence of their mother tongue. on English language. So people all over the world started speaking this language with their own intonation, with their own grammar rules, and with their own rhythm. Okay, and that is the reason why English changed very faster after the 15th century onwards. Okay. And now this discrepancy means difference between alphabets and sounds you can see. Why? Because as you have learnt the alphabets of English language, we have only 26 alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G and all. Okay. So we have 26 alphabets in our language English, but on the other hand, the sounds that we are speaking, they are 44 in number, and this is precisely the reason why there is difference in spoken and written language. This does not happen in most of the languages of the world, which happens with English language. Okay, in English we have 24 consonants and 20 vowels. Total we are speaking 44 sounds in this language. Okay, and this is the problem why there is a difference between spoken language and written language. Okay, and where are such differences? What are the areas of discrepancy or inconsistency in spelling and pronunciation? And then friends, according to me, these are, as you can see on the screen, these are the 5 areas where you find the difference between spoken and written forms of English language. And these 5 areas are: the same letter does not always represent the same sound. Sometimes we use the same letter, but every time the same letter does not give the same sound. Okay, we are going to discuss this in detail one by one, all these 5 differences. Second is, the same sound is not always represented by the same letter. Okay. Third is, some letters are not pronounced at all. You must have observed that in some words, some letters they remain silent. We do not pronounce, we do not utter these letters while speaking that word. Okay. Fourth difference is that we pronounce some sounds in some places where there is no letter. Okay. Sometimes it so happens that there is no letter, but we are pronouncing that sound. Okay, and the fifth difference is that there are variants of the plurals and past tense morphemes. These things we are one by one we are going to discuss. Okay, so the first difference is that same letter but we are having different sounds. Okay, the same letter does not always represent the same sound in English language. Some letters can stand for for as many as 4 different sounds. Say for example, the letter A. In alphabets we have the first letter A. The letter C has no sound. Okay, sound equivalent as C. It is realized sometimes we speak it as ka, as in cat, C-A-T. Yeah, the letter is C, but we speak it as ka. In the same manner, the letter is C, but we speak it as sa, like receive, okay, like seller. In the same manner, sometimes the letter G is pronounced as G, as in guide, in got, in guy, in gas. But sometimes we speak this G as J, like in age, A-G-E. Here also we are using G, but it is spoken not as G, it is spoken as J. Okay. In the same manner, the letter S is realized as sa. For example, there is a word called set, S-E-T. Here, the letter S is spoken as sa, set. But sometimes it is spoken as Z. In say for example in busy, the word B-U-S-Y, Here we do not speak it as BC, we speak it as BZ. So the same letter sir, sometimes spoken as sir, sometimes spoken as z. Okay, so this is the problem with English language. Another area of discrepancy between sound and written form is that sometimes same sound but different letters. Okay, say for example the vowel plosive k. The sound k has different spelling forms as in keen, K-E-E-N. This is a word. Keen. Okay, another word speaker. Here we speak it as k and we write the letter k. But the same sound cut, C-U-T, cut. Here we do not write K-U-T, we write C-U-T. So the sound k remains same but the spelling changes. In the same manner, sometimes the sound k takes double C, as in case of according, ACCORDING. Okay, say in case of occur, occupy, occasion. Here we speak k but we write double C. In the same manner, in other words like chemist, like stomach, we speak k but we write CH. In the same manner, sometimes we speak k but we write CK. Pack, P-A-C-K, back, B-A-C-K, back. Okay, so we speak k but we write CK. So this is the problem. Okay, in the same manner, the vowel plosive g. When we speak g, we write sometimes G, sometimes double G, sometimes GH. Say for example, give, G-I-V-E. Here we write G. But in case of juggle, we speak g, but we write double G. In case of ghost, G-H-O-S-T, we speak g, but we write G-H. Okay, so this is the difference. This is another area why there is a difference. Okay, sometimes we are using some silent letters. The letters which are found in written form, but when we are speaking that word, we keep them silent. It is generally believed, friends, that you will be surprised to know that 60% of the letters in English language are silent. 60% of the letters remain silent. Say for example, when you speak the word honest, H-O-N-E-S-T, honest, here H remains silent. Okay, sometimes K remains silent. Say for example, now, K-N-O-W. Here we do not say know, we say now, right? So K remains silent. Sometimes L remains silent, as in case could, C-O-U-L-D. Here L, the letter L remains silent. Okay, palm, P-A-L-M. Here again letter L remains silent. So silent letters also create some problems for the new learners. Okay, sometimes it creates more problems while inserting sounds where there is actually no sound. Okay, so for example, ya is pronounced before you in the following words. Okay, use. We write it as U-S-E, but we don't speak it as ooze, right? We speak ya, use. In the same manner, C-U-T-E. Here we do not speak it as kute or coot, but we speak it as cute. So sound ya is added, which actually is not in the written form. In the same manner, beauty. Here, again, year, the sound year is inserted, right? In the same manner, W, like wa, the sound wa is inserted before the letter O in once. When you say this, when you write this word, one, O-N-E. So actual pronunciation should be one, but we speak wa, okay? So whenever there is O, sometimes we speak it as wa, right? Exact. Here also, the sound ka comes. Here the spelling is A-C-C-E-P-T. There is no K, but we are speaking this sound. So sometimes we insert sounds where there is no sounds. And this is also one of the important reasons why there is much difference between spoken and written form of English language. At the same time, you also must focus when we pluralize a word, when we make a plural of a noun, and when we make the past form of a verb, then also, it changes, like cats, C-A-T-S, cats, okay? Here, sir. When we make it plural, we speak it as sir. But in some cases, when we make it plural, but we do not speak it as sir, we speak it as z, like dogs, z, okay? In cats, sir. In dogs, z. In books, sir. In cows, z. In the same time, sometimes we when we pluralize a noun, we speak it as ease, right? House, houses, right? Rush, rushes, ease, right? In the same manner, when you write a past form of the verb, sometimes we speak it as the, sometimes stir, okay? Say for example, play, P-L-A-Y is one verb, but when you write the past form, you write played, okay? So that is it. And sometimes you say bagged, then bagged, looked, t. So here the sound t comes. So we have variety of pluralizing the nouns and variety of writing the past forms of the verbs and speaking the past forms of the verbs. So this is also one of the reasons why there is a discrepancy, why there is a difference between spoken and written form. Friends, you must be wondering, sir, you have been telling us why there are such problems, but you are not giving us the solution. Friends, now we will discuss the solutions, but before that, let me tell you these two comments by two great linguists of English language. Okay, Otto Jasperson, he is a philologist, he is a linguist. He has said that if we know the sounds of a word in English, we can't know how to spell it. The problem is that we know the sound of the English, but we cannot write it correctly. If we know the spelling, we cannot pronounce it correctly. Okay. Another linguist, M.Phil, has also said that English spelling is almost divorced. Divorce means different from its pronunciation and forms hardly any guide as to how the words should be pronounced. So we don't have any perfect guide to solve these problems according to M.Phil. Many linguists have tried to solve this problem, and one of the solutions is there here on your screen, and that is IPA. The full form of IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet. Okay, a new kind of phonetic alphabet was created by some linguists and published in 1888. Friends, please remember this date, 1888. A new kind of phonetic alphabet was created by some scholars. What is a phonetic alphabet? Written alphabet we know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah 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 blah. This is called written alphabet. But how we speak, how we utter the sounds, okay, for that these scholars, these linguists have given us the phonetic alphabet, which is internationally valid all across the globe. Okay, and it has been revised during the 20th century, 21st century also. This IPA, this phonetic alphabet, was developed to accurately present the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of English language. The primary aim of this IPA was to provide a unique symbol for each and every single sound of this language spoken by the people all across the globe. Okay, every sound or every phoneme, how it should be spoken and how it should be represented in the written form, that has been decided by this international phonetic alphabet. So friends, if you want to understand the differences and if you want to solve this problem between spoken and written form, then you need to learn this IPA, you need to learn the use of this international phonetic alphabet as it is here on the screen. Okay, here in yellow color you can see some vowels, right? On the right hand side in grey color they are diphthongs. Two different vowels come together, and in the bottom side 3 lines starting from pa, ba, ta, da, these are the consonants. So friends, you need to study the IPA and at the same time you need to study the proper use of these international phonetic alphabets when you are speaking this language. If you want to correct your pronunciation, if you want to speak this English language in the correct or in the most correct possible manner, then you need to follow IPA. And this we will discuss in the next lecture. I hope you like this video. If you really like the video, please share it among your friends and subscribe to this channel. And friends, don't forget to click on the bell icon so that when I upload a next video on this pronunciation of English language, you will get the notification. Thank you very much.